Hey everybody, welcome back to another Stone Face Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Lessons, and we're back with SDF Macross. Why don't you go ahead and tell us about what happened last time?
Oh wow, what didn't happen last time? Last episode was Paradise Lost, episode 20 of Macross, SDF Macross. Essentially, the Captain Global attempts to convince the Earth to take the 50,000 or so refugees that are aboard the ship by flying over city areas on Earth until finally the Ontario region. I guess in this universe, the unified Earth only has regions and not say individual uh, countries agrees to do so. But the Centrati attack, and when they do, the Macross deploys a omnidirectional barrier, basically covers the entire ship, which protects them for a little while until finally it explodes and destroys the city underneath the Macross and the attacking enemy ships, and takes out Kazu, the third member of what used to be Vermilion Squadron. But also, in the meantime, we have that Hikaru takes over Skull Squadron, and by extension, he actually becomes the leader of the entirety of the squadrons of the SEF-1. I don't know, maybe not. So they fly a new fighter, and we mourn, ever so briefly, the loss of Roy, particularly with Claudia being choked up about it. Meanwhile, Min Mei has decided that, well, not decided, she collapsed because of overworked. And Kaifun, his cousin, takes the opportunity to lambast the military yet again when he gets in front of the camera instead of actually talking about his cousin who is, being overworked, how much he cares. And also, we get one thing we didn't mention last time. We do get a brief sequence with the three spies who comment about what Kaifun says and says, yeah, this city, this civilian thing is worth protecting. So apparently their time, as brief as we've just seen, brief shots here and there, has really started to change the way they think about, culture and all that. So as the culture shock wears off, they seem to be more approving of where they are. So that we might see something about that in the future. I don't know.
Well, they're going back this episode, so.
Yeah.
Also, again, they're tiny. Remember, that makes them smarter, to my previous indication. I don't know. Like I said, the fact that I had the whole thing about, hey, there's male spies on this ship. We can't send a female spy onto the ship. That'd be both sexes working together on one ship. It's literally, we have a whole thing about that. Well, no, now they're taking the men away. So we've solved that problem. Um, there was something else you had said. Now I've forgotten because we went over so many things.
Oh yes, you mentioned that Milia, the Centrati female ace, actually finally managed to get into the ship in order to look for um, the male ace that vanquished her in
I
battle.
mean, to be fair though, we didn't actually see that happen.
We saw the beginnings of it. She was being
Well, yeah, no,
carried
she
to the
she
ship.
was flying low under that
Uh-huh.
ECM cover, but it's not like before with the guys where we saw them open up the ship, put them inside, and shove it
Yeah,
closed.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we just saw her being carried, so we never actually saw her board the ship.
A rare occasion where they don't repeat the footage from last time.
Well, they couldn't. This time they were
Yeah,
on Earth. Last time they were in space.
yeah.
What else? Um, I guess there's not going to be any blowback for our crazy pilot guy. The Sutrati one, I mean.
Yeah, well, he got his fleet destroyed, except for one ship, so there's that.
Oh, is he alive?
Oh, he pulled out. We don't see him die, so he probably is alive.
Okay, I just remember now. You said that, I remember, oh, that's right, everybody near the explosion blew up. But I don't remember where he was in relation to everything.
Yeah, he was like, climb, 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 get out of here. So my guess is unless they say so, yeah, he's pretty much dead, alive.
Okay, you just said both. You just said
Yeah,
both things.
I got confused. Yeah.
Better hedge my bets, I'll just say both things. Yeah, I mean, a lot. We're in the realm of now a lot of stuff is happening.
Oh yeah,
And it's
main
all
characters
happening at
dying. Yeah,
once.
Yeah. Well, that's what I said earlier in an earlier episode. Is like it kind of slowed down when they got to Earth, and then now it's picking up steam again, right? Like, oh, well, we got to get this show moving. We did the whole clip show things twice, so we got to actually have new animation. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean that is the thing, right? We went from the slow pace of we got to get back from Pluto, where at most one thing happens per episode. Then we get back to Earth, and two things are happening per episode. Hikaru and Minmay fly off, and then we also have to deal with this UN situation. Now, like, whole branches of shit are happening at once in one
Yeah.
episode. The storytelling gang has been let off their chain, I guess.
Well, also, I do believe I get the sense that basically it's kind of a Babylon 5 situation where they're like, we might get canceled anytime, so get those storyboards moving before it's too late.
Oh, I was going a different way there. The Babylon 5 situation is we have 100 different storylines going, but we focus on one or two per episode.
Yeah. But
Versus
then,
this is where
yeah.
we've just written 5 different storylines, and we're gonna focus on all 5 of them right now. All right. Well, do you have anything else?
Nope.
All right. Well, then let's go ahead and get into it. But before we get started, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and comment down below to feed that algorithm. On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this, unfiltered, uncensored, and uncut, as well as some early access stuff, you can check it out over on the Patreon. It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure. It's all to support the channel, just a little bit extra. Is that Roy's playing in the opening?
No, that's his old Valkyrie, the red coated one, his hero type.
See, I would only really be able to tell it by the wings. I mean, not the wings, the fins.
Like they have hero types have their own color. So the over Million Squadron was red, blue, and yellow. Roy, of course, is black because Skull Squadron, and everyone else is brown, basically beige brown. It would be like the GM in Gundam, like the general custom, the general build, versus like the 0088, the 088, which is the standard, right? The Gundam in the original series.
And I understand you kept going, waiting for me to input something there, but I just realized you said the GM, and then you said an abbreviation that would have been GC and GB. GM is general model. That's why.
The general model, yeah.
Have not watched the show to the point where the general model actually becomes a general model.
Oh.
I've gotten as far as to only have seen the GM 0072.
I mean, there's a lot of different Gundams for definitely sure. I mean, you got to sell them all.
In as far as the Universal Century timeline, only the 3.
The Gun Tank, Gundam Gun, and what's the other one? The
Gun Cannon.
Gun Cannon, yeah.
The one with the giant, it has to hunch over and fire.
Yeah. Also, the fact that they show Kasekaku die like that's wow, that was brutal. Like they're like, yeesh.
Yeah, he fucking melted.
Yeah. They pull a Star Wars on him, right? When you see, the cockpit exploding.
I guess technically this is even worse than reactionary weaponry. I have nothing to say about this, but I am clearly happy. Oh, am I coming back with more ships?
まだ何か口の利き方が存在になったな。閣下の思い過ごしでしょう。
You have been disrespectful. Oh, you must be imagining me being disrespectful.
いかがでした？アドクラスの艦隊を引き連れ、あの整形と。ほう。すると1200隻の艦隊で。
That sounds like a lot less than has been like shown before. Because, you know, the implication has always been we have enough ships to, like, blot out the stars. Ah, no, that's only been 1,000 ships.
I mean, it's how do you sense of scale, right?
Well, sure, I mean, yeah, they're giant ships, but... That's right, I forgot we don't fix anything around here. I would have loved if he, like, walked into his little broken command center, and you saw that little bubble we saw on the other side of the command bridge. If he just looked over there and said, "We're moving over to that one." Oh, they're taking the whole destruction of Ontario in stride. We're still gonna resupply you, despite what you just did.
Yeah, I think it is Macross now. Macross now. Yeah, McDonald's and Macross.
They can't sue us if we're dead. This is a knockoff Hikaru, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, unless their resupply trucks are filled with soldiers and they're to try and take Macross. I mean, which doesn't actually sound all that crazy. I know he's trying to write a letter to the parents. I mean, think about it. Global went against your orders and created the death of an entire city. It was full of the people. Seems like a good enough reason to me to send in an army to try and take them across away from him. You're crying more for Heyo than you did Roy.
Yeah, he's squadron commander now.
Yeah, we're working with that old adage of person on top dies, everyone else gets promoted.
They're an attack helicopter, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, there has to be some sort of, like, admonishment for the whole Ontario thing. Sorry, when did you guys get a ball in here?
CD. Where were CDs? I guess CDs were already a thing in 1982, 83, right? At least in Japan, anyway.
I mean, they would know. They invented it, didn't they?
No, I think it was an American company that invented the CD. Panasonic. Was it Panasonic?
Isn't Panasonic a Japanese company?
I think so, yeah. I always thought of them as an American company, but they're not.
ところで、あの露覚したリガートなんかで帰れるのか？コックピットを分離して飛ぶんだ。もう準備はできてる。そうか。あとは合図を待つだけか。ディスコ楽しかったな。
Or maybe they stole the one that Hikaru stole to get to the ship in the first place. Complicated, I know.
That doesn't make any sense either. Because you'd
Yeah,
think
it
they
would
would
be-
keep that thing to like
Yeah.
research it, break it down, figure out all this Centrati shit about it. I don't think these three asshats who can't even figure out how a storefront works before bashing their heads into it could steal that from out front of everyone.
At least he knows how to do a pipe right. And he smokes a pipe and cigarettes.
地球統合軍総司令部は光に対し艦内民間人の保護処置とともに命令書到着時より24時間内の地球圏外出撃を命ずる。命令が実行されぬ場合には攻撃も。
I mean, on one hand,
グローバル艦長
sure, makes sense. You just fucking destroyed a whole city.
地球外出撃命令。
On the other hand, or what? We are the strongest military force on this entire planet right now.
Yeah. I mean, but I guess he doesn't want to risk a civil war, essentially.
Yeah. Well, that's why I was saying the whole I wouldn't be surprised if the UN snuck a military force on board.
Okay, what's with the gauze
Yeah.
filter for a second? I guess they're like, it's supposed to mean that they're contemplating the idea of what's going on.
マクロス5万6千の一般市民をも巻き
So
添
long
え
as
に
she
しなけ
doesn't
れ
start
ば
looking at Captain Global like she does Kai-Food.
お察しします。
テレビ局に連絡を取ってくれたまえ。
はい。
こちらブリッジ。
グローバルだ。補給は済んだかね。
はい、完了しております。
Those miracle workers.
クローティア君、執行用意。執行用意だ。
イエスさん。出航用意。やっぱり噂は本当だったのね。はあ大都市一つ。
Yeah, what about the officer guy who landed here, though?
だってあれはしょうがなかったんでしょ
I'm surprised he didn't go straight for global, because we have no idea what he's here for.
Oh, he did. We saw him saluting and leaving. He left it. He basically delivered the missive. That's what it was.
This
The
is
guy
so
with the long
fucking
hair.
confusing when shows do this.
Yeah.
What's the point of announcing that he's here to us, the audience, the moment he lands, to then never show him doing anything?
はい
See, I saw him walk out of a room, and I just assumed he was walking out of a room to go towards global. Like, he gets off the helicopter, and then we see him again leaving a room. So it's like, okay, he must have gotten off the elevator.
エンジン始動。発進。行くぞ。
If only you guys just waited a little bit, you would have been in space already anyways.
I mean, well, they. How would they have known if they were not listening to the conversations everybody else is having?
Well, let me guess, they also just did that. Nobody detected a giant hole just got punctured. Not giant hole. A hole got punctured in the hull. And I guess nobody also read on, like, radar. Yeah, no, they're gonna detect the fold of my boy coming back.
艦長
But not this rocket that just launched off from next to the
そうで
ship.
す
モニターに出してくれ。
No wonder they keep getting infiltrated,
数
is
を
all I'm
割り出
saying.
してくれ。
イエスさやだまた新手の敵かしらごめんなさい
More ships.
本艦上空
Shut up.
Also, the animators have no idea what to do with people's
Oh,
hands.
they're already addicted. Yeah.
いえ
大気圏外より急速に未確認飛行物体降下中。先の飛行物体と合流します。
They did detect it.
バルキリー対 B 号配置。
再度重力波検出前回より多数この規模からするとさっきと合わせて少なくとも1000隻ぐらいが
That's less than the number of ships we were told were
こ
coming.
っちは一隻何
Well, it's
隻
an
来るのが変わりないじゃない
Yeah, well, also it doesn't even imply the number of ships that were there before.
騒がないやるっきゃないの
本部でも当然探知しているはずだが、何か連絡は。
今のところ何も
完全に見放されたな。
どうして
あわよくばこのマクロスが沈められでもすれば、かえって交渉のきっかけが
No,
で
they've
きる
been
とでも
clearly
思ったんだ。
anti-negotiation the whole time. If you recall, Captain Globe was like, we can negotiate with them, and they were like, no.
とうとう帰ってきたな。帰ってきた。
My guys are so fucking stupid.
ご苦労だった。これより任務を引き継ぐ。
たかがマイクローンの船一隻に大層な数を引き連れてきたものだな
What are you looking at back there, short guy? He turned to look at the screen that's broken.
言うなそちらの手並み見せても
Oh,
らおう
he's
か
back again. Never mind. Oh, he's back there again.
失礼、用事ができた。
ブリタイ何を考えている
さてな。
3人はすでに通常体に戻っています。
At the very least, I would switch ships, you know? Something. Yeah, you remember that time where they fit a whole piano onto their thing before they left?
I guess that battle pod has a lot of more carrying capacity than we thought.
We just saw them living as hobos in the middle of the ship,
3人は
and they've stolen an entire living suite.
ここにあるものは彼らの文化とかいうもののほんの一部なのです。軍人以外の人間がいたりもします。これはテレビといって彼らの言う娯楽なるものに使用されます。娯楽といえば大勢で一人を見て楽しむこともあります。
彼らは実にうまく艦内を改造しています。それに我々にはわからないものまで付け加えています。彼らには大勢の人々の集まるところがあるんです。ここでは人々は自由勝手に動き回っています。おまけに彼らは男と女が常に接触しているのです。それがちっとも危険で
The
はあ
fact
り
they
ませ
keep
ん。
getting thrown by that is the most confusing bit to me.
いえ、かえって気持ちがいいのです。
3人の報告は泉のように尽きずブリタイとエキセドルは驚きをもって聞くほかはなかった。
いや、もういいもういい。キリがない。どうだ。
はい、私も行ってみたくなりました。大変興味をそそられますな。
お前に行かれては困るが、報告だけは送らねばな。報告を至急まとめてくれ。
See, I guess this is the counter side of things. When Misa and all of them came back and gave their report about what they saw, I don't
Yeah.
fucking believe
お前
you.
全部提出したのか。
貴様こそ。じゃあ内緒で持ち込んだのは全員か？
出してみるか。
What would the point of keeping anything be? It would be so fucking tiny for you. Did you rob a whole apartment complex? What is going on?
民名ちゃんの立体リスト。
そんなもんまでよく隠せたな。
By the way,
人のこと言う
comparative to size, how big were those fucking records?
他の連中にも教えてやりた
I
い。
mean, if they were
やつら消去処分だぞ。
like not CD, not compact disc with Laserdisc,
I'm
Yeah,
saying,
still.
we see he's
Still,
holding
you
it
know.
like this, right? But we also
Yeah.
know that a person is that It fit in the palm of your hands. So it's a person-sized record or something.
初めてだこんなの。
いいかこれはなキャンディーって言うんだぞ。
すごいな、こんなもの初
You
め
might
てだ。
not be able to tell because literally it's like the size of an atom on your tongue. Also, that doll would be life-size by comparison.
Yeah.
何か不思議な。
3人の持ち帰った土産物が簡単の目をもって迎えられ、下級兵士の間に広まるのにさして時間はかからなかった。
The infection begins.
I wonder if they even
Nicole-
understand the word love.
I don't think they do. It's just they just hear it and that's it. I don't even think they understand the words that they're listening to. They just listen to the music. It's like when you hear a Japanese song and you don't know what the words are, but you like the song anyway.
I don't know, that last one said something in English last episode.
館内のすべての人々に
True.
重大な決定をお知らせいたします。
Oh no, remember they have translation circuits.
True. That's also
上陸許可を統合政府および統合軍に再三再四要請してまいりました。良好な返答は得られませんでした。
なんだおい。
この際端的に
Why
申し上
would
げ
you bring your kid to the pub?
統合軍
in the street.
このマクロスに地球外出撃命令を下しました。24時間以内に命令を実行せぬ場合は、統合軍は攻撃を辞さないと申しております。
なバカな。地球はワイらを見捨てたんか。
我々は地球
Air's got a pretty advanced TV considering everything we've seen so far.
出発準備はすでに整っています。今こそ皆さんの協力をいただきたい。地球が再び我々を受け入れてくれるその日を待って、その日の来るまで、いや、その日はきっとやってきます。それまで我々は生き抜く努力を惜しまないつもりです。マクロスの一般市民の皆さんにはなんとお詫びをしていいか。
Oh, Kaifeng decided not to be a jackass right now. Good.
I mean, why would he, right? This is everything he's been hoping for. It's proving him right.
マクロスの人たちって家族みたいなものだったものね。館長さんたちも一生懸命努力してくれています。
I thought she was about to pull, we're not citizens of the Earth, we're citizens of Macross.
希望はあります。
みめ。
それまでですから皆さん、ですからマクロスがこのマクロスが家でありふるさとなんだと思うんです。いいこと言うわ。
I guess she did.
今度はわてらの番や一致団結してマクロスが帰れるようにせんや。
What is this guy always with hanging with the mayor? I guess they have a polycule or something where he's like the boyfriend of the mayor and his wife, right?
He's only listed as the mayor's lackey, so...
Yeah. Yeah, he's part of the polycule, I guess. It's the future, so.
I guess it's that situation, right, where when they were back on the planet and it was Macross City. Like, I'm just gonna stay next to this guy all the time. I get all the benefits, but without having to be the mayor. Now he's just like living that life still. Of course it is. You're still on the Earth, and you've got your own broadcast studio.
Oh, Kaifun being a... If Kaifun were more like that all the time, more supportive, yeah, he would be a more tolerable character.
Well, you notice he only stepped in to offer any support once the camera was no longer being pointed at it. you think she's making up these songs as she goes, or did she have this one pre-planned? Because the song
This
itself
seems,
references the fact that they'll come back sometime. So she wrote
yeah,
a song
very.
about knowing that they weren't going to be able to stay on Earth while they were on Earth.
I mean, I guess the song could have been written when they were first trying to go back to Earth, right?
光と民名にはすれ違いの日々が続いていた。そんな折、民名と海軍の主演する映画が完成した。プレミアショーの日、スクリーンを見つめる光の心は揺れる。次回、超時
Because there was
空
another
要塞
pilot the whole
マク
time.
ロスミクロコスモス。
I guess you could also argue that Min-Mei probably doesn't write her own songs.
No.
I think it was indicated before that somebody else is writing her songs for her and she just sings them. Which I guess is a double harmful for Hikaru because that indicates that my boyfriend is a pilot, which is something somebody wrote for Min-Mei.
Which kind of makes sense if she already has the fame of, well, if they're setting her up as a pinup, right? Which is kind of like thing she's doing, right? She's the idol that is a pinup for the pilots. Then someone would make a war song for that. It probably would have been a song that was supposed to be sung by the actress, by the Hollywood actress, but she didn't get to be. In fact, that would be even worse. That all these songs were designed for whoever won Miss Macross, but Min May won instead the other character, so she gets all the songs and the fame.
I don't know that that would have been whoever won the Miss Macross one because we know Min-Mei was already aspiring to be a singer. I think it would have been whoever won the Miss Macross would have just gotten whatever they were already about, so the Hollywood actress would have just gotten more movie shit. But I think they're treating Min-Mei as an idol instead of a particular specialization, right?
Yeah.
And an idol is expected to do a bunch of like really spread out stuff versus say the Hollywood actress doing Hollywood actress stuff. I'm still surprised she didn't manage to get off the boat. Like I said before, she should have been the first one to have gotten off and not Min-Mei.
Yeah. But now that she's been displaced, I don't think that she has that much pull anymore.
On the Macross. She's been displaced on the Macross. She's still more famous on Earth, which is why I'm saying it's weird that, like, she didn't, like, immediately get in touch with an agent who, like, got a helicopter sent out to pick her up.
I mean, but remember, she was declared dead as well. And how she would communicate with somebody on the outside unless she goes through the communication systems of the Macross, so...
As I said, they have a TV broadcast studio. They've got the ability to wide broadcast anything.
And yeah, and again, you have to, oh yeah, no, I want you to send a message that I'm alive to the world.
Yeah.
Why would they do that?
Clearly they didn't fucking care. They immediately went against the orders and flew over, I don't think at the point where literally you have Captain Global who's like, let's disobey orders and prove that we're alive. How can we do this? Well, we can fly over major populated areas. We have a major Hollywood actress on board. She could probably do some TV broadcasts that would let people know. She has a really large fan base, probably larger than Min-Mei's on the Macross.
Yeah.
Just the show not using its own elements to its most advantage. Because otherwise, why introduce that character?
I think she was simply introduced as a rival to Min May, basically.
Right. But all you have to do is remember that you have it in your back pocket. Remember that time we wrote this famous Hollywood actress as being on the ship? What can we do with that? Or, we need in this scene for Captain Global to use everything in his power to try and, stand against what the UN told him before. What do we have? Well, the Macross can float. You're not using everything in your arsenal. I mean, you have any other thoughts about this episode?
Nope, not really.
All right, well, I've been Theta. This is Lessons. We are Stone Faced Reactions, and we will catch you next time then. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stone-Faced Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?